Hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. We are just 34 minutes away from our production of My Dearest Love, a series of dangerous letters. If you are here early, thank you. We love you and we're very glad you're here. You're in the right place and you're doing the right thing. Relax. We are going to start our show today at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and that's 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We are delighted you are here. Welcome to Synergy Theater. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and this is our online performance of our original show, My Dearest Love, a series of dangerous letters. We are delighted that you are here. We are just 32 minutes away from showtime. Our show begins at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time and 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We are delighted you're here. If you care to interact with us tonight in order to offer your suggestions, then the way we're going to do that is through the YouTube chat feature. So you need to be logged into your YouTube account in order to interact with us via chat. If you don't want to do that, that's just fine. You don't have to. You could just sit back on your couch and watch our show tonight on your giant TV and enjoy. But if you do want to give suggestions, then go ahead and log into your YouTube account and you can interact with us on chat. Feel free to say hello to me when you get here. I am just hanging out with you until 4 o'clock when it's time to begin our show. I am delighted that you are here. Thank you for finding us. We will be beginning in just 31 minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater. I'm so glad that you're here with us for tonight's performance of My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of letters. And we are going to be beginning our show in just 30 minutes from now. So you are in the right place and you are doing the right thing. If you want to interact with us tonight, go ahead and log into your YouTube account. And that way you'll be able to give us suggestions that we will use during the course of our show tonight. Tonight's show is in the style of an 18th century melodramatic epistolary novel. That means all of the action is going to be unfolding through a series of letters that the characters write from one to the other. So it's an exciting and innovative format. We debuted it a couple of weeks ago and it went really well. We're so happy to bring it back. In addition to all of our ongoing lineup of online performances, we're here every Thursday at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time and 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. And we're here on Fridays too at 7 o'clock Pacific time and 10 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah. So watch us, come back every Thursday, every Friday. We would love to keep entertaining you with our continuing expanding lineup of shows. Tomorrow night, we have a really, really fun show, which is a brand new world debut for us. And that is the Intergalactic Support Group. And this is a brand new show that was conceived and is being directed by our awesome company member, Griffin Beer. And it is set in the future. And it is about a group of misfits that connect in a secret online chat room because the oppressive, ruthless corporate overlords that dominate their planet don't allow them any freedom to converse otherwise. And it's about all of the drama that unfolds when these people get together in secret from different planets over their internet chat. It's a wonderful, wonderful, fun project. I'm lucky enough to be cast in it, and I'm very excited to be performing in it. So that's going to debut tomorrow, Friday, at 7 o'clock p.m. California time. And hopefully you'll be here to watch that. We are just 27 minutes away now from our debut of My Dearest Love tonight. So you are in the right place. You are doing the right thing. If you want to interact with us on chat, please go ahead and log into your YouTube account. If you just want to sit back and enjoy the show, go ahead and do that. We are delighted that you are here. Thank you for finding Synergy Theater. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater. Thank you so much for being here for our performance of My Dearest Love, an improvised series of dangerous letters. We are delighted to be performing for you online. Usually when there is not a pandemic going on, we are performing at the beautiful Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek, California. And we perform full-length improvised plays in a series of different styles and genres. And we are continuing that tradition right here online, although we are innovating brand new formats that are just perfectly made for putting on plays in tiny little boxes. So it's been a super amount of fun, creative exercise and coming up with shows that really speak well to this format. We're glad you're here to share it with us. If you would like to use your YouTube channel in order to give us suggestions via chat, then all you need to do is log into your YouTube channel. Otherwise, just sit tight and you can watch the show without logging in. And just understand that if we suddenly start talking about something out of the blue, like penguins eating peanut butter, then that's probably because we're accepting a suggestion from someone via chat in our audience. We are just 21 minutes away from the start of our show tonight. You are in the right place. You are doing the right thing. Thank you so much for finding Synergy Theater. We will be with you shortly. In the meantime, I'm just going to read this letter. You know, tonight's show is improvised in the style of an 18th century epistolary novel, which of course is a novel told through a series of letters. So all of the action in our show tonight is going to unfold in the letters that various characters write one to the other. And I hope you enjoy our little bit of innovation here. So sit back, relax, and we'll be ready to get started in just 19 minutes now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. Thank you for finding us tonight. We are just 19 minutes away from the start of our show tonight. Tonight's performance is My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of improvised letters. And we are excited that you're here to join us for it. Synergy Theater will be here all throughout the summer, every Thursday at 4:00 p.m. and Friday at 7:00 p.m. Pacific time with a brand new online show. That was Justine Moser popping on for a moment there. Justine, if you want to come back on and say hello to everybody, you certainly can. We have an awesome lineup today. Hello, Justine, how are you? Oh, Justine, we cannot hear anything.
I said I'm good. I'm sorry. That was a mistake for me to pop in and interrupt you. I'm sorry, Ken.
Justine, you know, in improvisation, we consider mistakes as gifts. And anytime Justine Moser is around, it's a gift.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
But was that lovely?
That was very lovely. That was a lovely gift that you gave me.
Thank you very much. Justine, we are, I'm sitting here talking from California, but you are not in California, are you?
No, I'm not. I am reporting from the capital of Illinois, Springfield, Illinois. And yeah, summer's just picking up and it's definitely warmer than California right now.
Now, when Synergy Theater first met Justine, she was living in California and was performing with us live on stage, but then she moved off as her life evolved and took her in new places, and that was sad for us. But one of the silver linings to the current situation is that distance is no longer a barrier to performing together, and so we were able to bring Justine back, and she is now an active member of our performing ensemble again. And it is delightful to have you on board, Justine.
Thank you, Ken. It's been really great to play with you all again.
Well, we are just 17 minutes away from the start of our show. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Ken Adams. I am the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater, and this is our online performance of My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of letters. And it is in the style of an 18th century melodramatic epistolary novel where the action unfolds in a series of letters that one character writes to another. It's been a blast coming up with a whole new lineup of shows that we're going to be debuting online. If you go to our website, synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com, that's synergytheater.com. You can look at our online performance page and see all of the shows coming up. Tomorrow night, we're debuting a brand new show that we've never done before, very exciting, called the Intergalactic Support Group, a futuristic sci-fi improvised show in which characters from different planets meet online in secret in a secret chat room in order to vent their frustrations about the cruel, ruthless corporate overlords that oppress their existence. Drama, comedy, romance, who knows what's going to erupt inside the chat room under that type of pressure. So please come back tomorrow. That's Friday at 7:00 p.m. Pacific time, and check out Intergalactic Support Group. Go to synergytheater.com. We have a whole bunch of different shows that we're unrolling for you, and we hope that you'll come back every Thursday at 4 and Friday at 7 here California time in order to watch what we have coming up next. We are just 15 minutes away from showtime. Thank you all for being here. Enjoy. If you want to interact with us tonight via chat, then go ahead to your YouTube channel and log into it. That way you'll be able to chat with us just the way Griffin Davis Beer is chatting with us. Griffin Davis Beer is, in fact, the fellow who has directed our Intergalactic Support Group, and he is very, very excited about it. He says, wow, that Intergalactic show sounds really cool. Everyone should watch. I agree, Griffin. Thank you for that unsolicited and unbiased endorsement of the show. Valerie Regalia said, thanks, Griffin. Valerie's in the show as well. Our cast is gathering just off screen in our virtual green room. We are 15 minutes away from showtime. Our show today begins at 4:00 p.m. California time. Thank you for being here. Sit back. You are in the right place and you are doing the right thing. Well, hello, Alev. Alev, if you want to chat, go ahead and take yourself off of mute, and that way you'll be able to say hello to the audience. How are you tonight, Alev?
Hey, I'm doing great. I was just wondering who sent you that salacious letter.
Oh, the one that I'm reading here?
Yes.
Ah, this letter was sent to me by Lady Farquhar, and it is filled with salacious tidbits about her life.
Ooh, do tell.
Yes. Thank you for that feeling of extreme interest. I appreciated that very, very much. Lev, let's see. Have you ever done any type of improv performance or any type of theater performance online before this current situation has invited us all to do so.
No, I have not. It's been fun. I applaud you for adapting so quickly to the online format, and it's been a lot of fun just rehearsing and performing. And I am definitely looking forward to getting back out on the stage. But it's really cool to be able to continue.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, in addition to doing these shows, we also teach classes, online improv classes. You can find out all about that at synergytheater.com if you'd like to. So between the classes and the shows and our rehearsals, I've actually been improvising quite a bit online now. And one thing I'm discovering is how not easy, but how possible it is to create that same type of connection with your partner and visceral exchange of emotion with your scene partner as it is on stage. Are you finding that that experience becoming more and more possible for you as an entertainer and an actor?
Yeah, that's that's part of the allure and fun of this whole thing, is being able to co-create a scene with your partner, and you kind of feed off of each other's energy and emotional exchange. So yeah, I wouldn't be continuing if that wasn't possible in this format. Like, it's part of what makes it still so fun.
Yeah, I feel the same thing. Of course, we've done My Dearest Love before, but an interesting thing about our performance tonight, one thing is the last time we did My Dearest Love, we had 8 or 9 people in the show. And this time we have a streamlined cast of just 6 performers. So it will be interesting to see how the show feels with 6 performers as opposed to the 9. I'm excited about that. The other thing is, looking over the cast tonight, I noticed I'm the only gentleman in the show tonight. So that will be an interesting balance as well, and we'll see how that plays out.
And I think historically in the improv world, it's the reverse. So quite frankly, this is kind of cool.
Yes, I was thinking about that myself today. One thing that I think is exciting is that we really bring the female improviser to our stage in a powerful and potent way. And it is unusual to have a show, I think, where there's 5 women and 1 man. So yay us, and I'm excited to see how that continues to play itself out.
Yeah. All right, well, I just wanted to pop in and say hello.
Yep, thanks. Have a good show tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and we are just 10 minutes away from the start of our presentation of My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of improvised letters. We are so delighted that you are here to share this with us. If you would like to offer us suggestions tonight, then you're going to go ahead and log into your YouTube channel, and that way you'll be able to interact with us via chat. If you don't want to do that and you just want to sit back and watch the show, that's perfectly fine, because you can do that as well. So just go ahead and either log into your YouTube channel or just sit back and relax. Synergy Theater always performs full-length improvised plays in various styles and genres. And we usually, when we are online, we usually perform at the very beautiful Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek, California. We also have our teaching and rehearsing studios in Berkeley, California. So we do in fact teach online classes. If you'd be interested in taking an improv class with Synergy Theater, it doesn't matter where you live anymore, because all of our classes are online and we would love to have you. Hello, it looks like Valerie Regalia is coming online, and there she is. And how are you, Valerie?
Great, thanks. How are you, Ken?
I'm very, very well. It's very nice to see you. That's a very beautiful tapestry that you have on the wall hanging behind you there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an original piece from this era. I'm just kidding. It's Amazon. It's the reverse side of a very bright, colorful tapestry.
Well, it's very lovely. When I was talking to Alev before, I was asking her how she is feeling about the chemistry between partners improvising on Zoom rather than on stage together. And I'm wondering if you're feeling and experiencing the same thing I am, which is that through the rehearsals and time we've spent improvising together, the feeling that, yeah, in fact, you can connect on a really visceral, emotional level with your partner, even though we're not in the same physical space.
Yes, you definitely can get that. I will say that at the beginning of this whole process of doing online improv, you know, it's presented a challenge because when there are several things, I think. First of all, you have to tune out all of your home that's happening around you. So I'm right next to a window. I see people walking, you know, downstairs. My dog's in the other room, and the sound of the air conditioning is on. So you have to tune that out, and you really have to get in that mind space to really just focus on your computer screen and to have that connection. So it's definitely gotten easier as time has gone on. And then I will say one other element I noticed of improv online that is different from normal is you really have to get used to looking at your own face while you are acting, which I think I'll never get used to that, but it's been fun to see what I look like when I am reacting very vividly.
Yes, absolutely. I am trying to train myself to look at the camera instead of my own image, but it is very reflexive to keep looking down. And certainly when you're trying to look at your partner on the screen next to you, you can't help but see yourself out of the
periphery.
Yeah,
exactly.
But you know, all theater is artificial. Even when we are in the live theater space, we are pretending that our sets and props are real. We're pretending there's a wall in front of us when we know that there isn't. We're pretending that the window opens up outside when it just opens up backstage. So this whole experience is just one more level of make-believe that as actors, we need to bring to our performance in order to capture the genuine truth beneath the artificiality.
Exactly. And I definitely, as Olev mentioned, this has been wonderful. And then of course I am looking forward to seeing the audience again and being in person. So the audience knows I'm imagining you in your home at your computer, laughing uproariously and smiling at us all. So thank you all for watching, to the audience.
Absolutely. All right. We are just 6 minutes away from the start of our show. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ken Adams, and we are 6 minutes away from starting our presentation of My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of letters. Tonight's performance is in the style of an 18th century melodramatic epistolary novel. So all of the action that unfolds tonight will unfold through the device of letters that one character is writing to another character. It's been a very, very exciting experimenting with that format and trying to discover all of the ways we can optimize that for dramatic effect. And hopefully that'll all pay off in our show tonight. We are just 5 minutes away from showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And look who's here. It's Kat Coppett. Kat Coppett is coming to us all the way from far away. Kat, why don't you tell everybody where you're coming to us from?
I'm in Schenectady, New York. You were afraid to say that, weren't you?
And so you are doing us the great favor of staying up late in order to perform with us tonight. Well, not so late, actually, right?
7 p.m. here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kat and I used to perform together in the real world when we both lived and worked in New York City, and we performed with an awesome company called Freestyle Repertory Theater. They're the home of Theater Sports New York. And then Kat and I both kind of went our different ways, ended up in California, but not quite working in the same improv circles at that time, until finally now, after what, 20 years? How long has it been since we've performed together?
57 years, Ken.
57 years, absolutely. And Kat is a leader of her own improvisational theater company in her end of the world. Kat, you want to take 1 minute to tell us all about your awesome theater company?
It's called the Mopco Improv Theater, and we are performing the way you are in this virtual space these days. Otherwise, we're in an old 100-year-old firehouse that we converted.
Very nice. And you're also doing work online. If people want to check out your website to see what you're up to, where would they go?
Mopco.org, MOPCO.org.
All right, so check that out. They're awesome people and they do excellent work. And we're delighted that Kat is able to join the performing ensemble of Synergy Theater again online.
I'm honored.
All right, we are just 3 minutes away from showtime, ladies and gentlemen. We are just 3 minutes away from showtime. Thank you very, very much for finding us tonight. My name is Ken Adams, and I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater. And we are going to be starting tonight's performance of My Dearest Love, a series of improvised letters, in just 3 minutes from now. Synergy Theater offers classes. If you want to check out synergytheater.com and look at our online class page, then who knows, you might take an improv class, and I think that would be a lot of fun. So I highly recommend you do that. All right, my friends, we are just 3 minutes away from showtime. I am just going to sit here and continue reading this dangerous letter until it's time to begin. If you want to interact with us via chat today, go ahead and log into your YouTube account, and that way you'll be able to interact via chat. You don't have to do that if you want to just watch on your device without logging in, or on your super large screen TV. That would be awesome. We're so glad that you're here with us. We are just 2 minutes away from showtime. And hello, everybody. It is 4 o'clock, and that means it is time to begin. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater, and you are here watching our online performance of My Dearest Love, a dangerous series of letters. Welcome, everybody, to the show, and let's welcome our cast. Hello, everybody. It's delightful to have you here. Synergy Theater is a all improvisational theater company. So everything we do is completely improvised and all based on audience suggestions. When we are in the real world, we are performing at the Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek. And when we are not in the real world, we're here every Thursdays at 4 and Fridays at 7, performing online shows designed just for this new format. So let me take this one opportunity to say that Synergy Theater is a nonprofit arts organization, and like nonprofit arts organizations all over the world, we have been seriously impacted by the pandemic. Most of our revenue generating activities, which includes our live performances, as well as our youth outreach programs in which we travel into underserviced populations to provide shows and workshops at libraries and schools, all of that work has been ended for the time being anyway. And therefore, if possible, if you could help us with a small donation, we would appreciate that very, very much. We always rely on the generosity of our patrons. Now more than ever, we can use your help. Anything you can offer us would be deeply appreciated. If you can go to synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com. Click on that Donate Now button and help us out with a small donation. We would appreciate that very, very much. All right, my friends, we are going to start by getting some suggestions from the audience. So our show tonight is improvised in the style of an 18th century epistolary novel. That means it's all sent through letters. All of the action unfolds through letters that we send to each other back and forth. And our action takes place in England in the 1700s. So the first thing that we're going to need from people in the audience who are interacting with us via chat tonight, the first thing we're going to need are character names. Now, we want you to think about certain character names that have a certain 1700, 18th century feel to it. Things maybe like Lady Patty or Miss Simpkins, things like that. So go ahead, if you're out there, go ahead and just type in some names like a title and a first name. Cast, as soon as you see a name that excites you, just go ahead and grab it. Let's try to take the first few that are thrown up there. So as soon as you see
Lady
something.
Utopia.
All right, Lady Utopia, go ahead and change your name there to Lady Utopia.
I'll be Miss Hopkirk.
I'll be Madam.
All right, excellent.
I'll take Lady Angeline.
Lady Angeline.
Madam Fillmore.
Kat, did you say Madam Fillmore?
I did. Can you hear me all right?
Yep. And let's see. Sir Cunningham. I'll be Sir Cunningham.
I'll be Duchess Rothmas.
Excellent. All right, so let's take a moment to get our character names up there. What are you now, Robin?
I am Duchess Rothmas.
And Agnes Hopkirk. All right, excellent job. Now, we're going to ask for just 2 more suggestions and then we're going to get this thing kicked off. So the first suggestion, the next suggestion is, which of these characters would you like to see write the first letter? So whatever name gets popped up there first, now that I've asked that question, I'll type who writes the first letter. Go ahead. If somebody wants to jump in and offer who you would like to see write the first letter, that person will write the first letter. So Madam Fillmore, who's that? Kat Coppett? All right. Madam Fillmore is going to write the first letter. And to whom does she write that first letter? To whom does she write that first letter? Somebody go ahead and just jump on there and type in who you would like to see write the first letter. And that is Lady Utopia. So very, very nice. Madam Fillmore is going to write the first letter to Lady Utopia. Thank you very, very much. All right, my friends, I think we are ready. So I'm going to invite the cast to kindly take their places backstage. I'm going to go away for just 1 moment, but then I'm going to come right back and we will begin with tonight's performance of My Dearest Love, a series of improvised letters. My dear reader, the various letters that are here within contained were never written for public consumption. They are private letters, written most frequently in the heat of passion and filled with secrets and confessions that the letter writer would more happily have died than ever have willingly exposed to the judgmental glare of the public. However, now that all of the letter writers are either dead, insane, or in prison, I have no compunction whatsoever in gathering them all here, arranging them in their series of events, and presenting them to you, my discerning readership. The events that are herein chronicled took place during March 17th and November 28th in the year of our Lord 1748. It has taken me years to gather these letters through blackmail, bribery, barbarism, and downright theft from the hands of the people into which they had fallen. I have changed no names. I have blunted no edges. I only ask that as you read the lives of these poor souls laid bare, you do so and judge them by the honest yardstick of the deepest and most shameful secrets that you yourself withhold. My dear reader, I give you now my dearest love, a series of dangerous letters.
Madam Fillmore to Lady Utopia. My dearest, beloved youngest sister, it is with great heart and affection that I write to you this secret advice, which I hope you will keep close to your breast and share with no one except me, whom I know is your closest confidant. As a married woman, I have found that the secret to happiness is this: keep your secrets and do what your heart desires, but do not tell too many people. And as you have confided in me, I am so returning this advice for your question which you have asked. Although society will not always reward you for it, you should in fact follow your heart. Act as if you are following the mores and social rules, but underneath the guise of what you do on the outside, please do not let that forbid you from what you truly want. If there is someone with whom you find yourself in love, please do not afford yourself not to follow that dalliance. Confess that love to them in secret and see if it is not returned. This is what I have done. And while societally I am a proper and a formidable wife, following all of the rules, I have found that my deepest happiness comes from those dalliances which I hold in my heart as secret, and from which I find fulfillment between just they and I. I wish you the same kind of fulfillment and pure, authentic happiness. Please know that you can always tell me, your beloved sister, the very honest truth. Yours, Augusta Fillmore.
Lady Utopia to Lady Angeline. My dearest love, Lady Angeline, I will not hold my tongue any longer. I wish to tell you, I love you. I know that we have had our secret meetings where we have refrained from saying the truth, but I will hold it no longer. I want to be with you. I want to run away with you. I want to go visit the moors with you. I want to sail across the sea and visit the colonies with you, or perhaps away to France to see the beautiful rivers. My love, how I long to be with you. But first I must tell you of an encounter I had most recently. I was in my backyard having my tea when Duchess Rothsmith came to visit. She was with Miss Agnes Hopkirk. I did not want them to know that I was listening to them, so I secreted myself above them in a tree. Suddenly, Duchess Rothsmith exclaimed,
Oh, Miss Agnes, it's so delightful to have you here today. I do wonder if you've noticed some strange goings on. Have you seen anything untoward? That girl, Utopia, well, she's not climbing trees anymore, thank goodness. But I've seen her in, well, quiet reverie, conversation with Lady Angeline.
I have seen the same, Duchess. They said that they were just wrestling. And then one time, Lady Angeline said that she was helping Lady Utopia up after she fell, but it didn't look like that at all. Do you know what would happen if other people found out?
Well, far be it from me to be a gossip, but you're always telling other people now. I want you not to do that.
Just then, I saw a squirrel next to me in the tree. And so I grabbed it and tossed it down on top of them. They did not see me, but the squirrel made quite a stir. I took that opportunity to make my way from the tree, and I did not hear the rest that they had to say.
I hope it didn't drop in my hair.
But let me tell you this. After I heard them speak, they also came to me and told me I am to be wed to Sir Cunningham. This will keep us from being with each other, my love. I do not know what to do. I only wish to tell you that I love you, and I wish we could escape before this marriage must occur. With all of my love, Lady Utopia.
Lady Angeline to Madame Fillmore. Dear Madame Fillmore, I write to you from my lovely estate here in Bristol. It has begun to rain outside, and it provides a deeply emotional and almost somber mood to my day. Yes, it echoes my inner emotional landscape. Madame Fillmore, I write to you because, well, you know that you and your sister mean very much to me. Your sister and I became acquainted last year after the Duchess's ball. At that time, we had become fast friends, spending evenings together, drinking tea, weekends together in the bathhouses, of course, as most ladies do together. But I have learned disturbing news that she is to be married to Sir Cunningham. And well, I happen to know, Madame Fillmore, that Sir Cunningham has actually begun a dalliance with Miss Agnes Hopkirk. Well, in fact, it was just yesterday when I was down upon the lake taking a stroll when I saw Sir Cunningham and Miss Agnes holding hands.
My darling Miss Agnes, you are as bright as the sun and smell as sweet as the rose.
Oh, thank you, my dear Sir Cunningham, and you are as brave as a lion and as virile as also a lion.
He roared. At that point, sneaking ever closer, I heard Miss Agnes make a certain confession. She said,
I must confess that I have been participating in gossip about your betrothed.
well, Sir Cunningham responded,
You know, my dear, although my families have contracted my fortune to her, and my body to her bed, my heart shall always be with you.
But how will I know? Because for appearances you must be married to her. But how will I know that you'll be faithful to me? I must be there all the time.
Darling, I have an idea. I shall enlist you as a chambermaid in the household. Therefore, you can keep one eye upon my probity and another eye upon my bedroom. And you and I shall find each moment we can to be together as the Lord above has willed us to it.
Oh, Sir Cunningham, this excites me so much.
At this point, Sir Cunningham invited her to pet his poodle.
Now, my dear, would you kindly pet my poodle?
Oh, not on the road, but in the bushes, sir.
Come, come, let us behind the shrub.
And away they stole themselves. Madam Fillmore, I cannot believe that you would in good conscience allow your sweet sister to be falsely married, well, accurately married, but attached to a man whom she does not love, she confided this to me, and who will betray her with another. Madam Fillmore, I implore you to assist your dear sister, whom I care about greatly, in this matter. I remain ever yours, Lady Angeline.
Madam Fillmore to Lady Utopia. My dearest sister, some unsolicited advice from an older sister, as it is my prerogative. You must get married at once. Until you are married, your standing is very precarious. People will not see you as a legitimate member of society, and you are soon to be ostracized and found out if you do not have the stable foundation of society behind you. Once you are married, you can then, as I have told you, have whatever dalliances you like. But as a single woman, you are very much at risk. Please, find yourself betrothed, as our parents have insisted, as soon as possible. Then, my darling, whomever you want to give your heart to, you may. Please follow my lead. Marry a man, whoever it may be, and then please give your heart away. I beg you. I do have a warning for you. Be careful who you choose as servants. You do not want to spy within your house, but be quick about it.
Lady Utopia to Lady Angeline. My love, I am so sorry. I regret to tell you, I have become wed. I am a married woman. But let not this mean that you and I cannot still be together. My sister has given me advice that I should be married and maintain my affair with you, Lady Angeline. I hope that you are favorable to this, but first I must tell you of my wedding. I went to the house of Lord Cunningham, and I was shocked to see a stampede of poodles behind him. And amongst the poodles, I noticed the hair of what seemed to be a woman. She was not a poodle. It was Miss Agnes Hopkirk. She's our new maid, you see. I cannot say that I enjoy the presence of that woman, but she had just come from a chamber with Sir Cunningham. Oh, hello, Miss Hopkirk, I said.
Hello, ma'am.
Sir Cunningham, It is time that we are wed, once and for all. Let's just do it, okay? I said to him.
Yes, my darling, the arrangements are all made, and Miss Agnes Hopkirk shall be our housekeeper, in charge of all our household affairs.
I'll be happy to do it, ma'am, for I've been in service since birth.
I didn't like the look in her eye, but I agreed. She seemed to be eyeing Sir Cunningham's drawstrings on his shirt quite with saliva dripping down her mouth. But as I do not love Sir Cunningham, this did not matter to me. If we must have a marriage based on meaningless promises, then we must. Sir Cunningham, let us away right now. Let us go to the church and wed.
Yes, and I shall have each of my poodles in a top hat and vest.
He joined me at the church and we wed. We wed quite quickly, and we did not consummate our marriage yet, for when I write this letter to you, it is immediately after said wedding in the back of the church. Lady Angeline, I hope that you and I will still have a future together. Yours truly, Lady Utopia.
From Lady Angeline to Duchess Rosmus. Duchess Rosmus, I write to you now after I have regained my ability to use my hands, healing here in the hospital. You might wonder why I write to you, but I feel there is no one left that I can trust in this world. I wish to recount to you how I ended up in this hospital after I made an attempt on my life.
Oh, no.
Yes, Duchess Rosmus, I know you have suspicions about my feelings with the Lady Utopia. And I also recall last year when you introduced us to each other that you confided in me that you too had your own lady loves. I'm disappointed to hear later on you participated in gossip on our behalf, but I believe you are the only one who could possibly intervene here, because you do know what it is like to love someone that you cannot be public about. In any case, there I was at the edge of the cliffs of Rothingham.
No.
And I was just about to throw myself over. And I had, just to make sure that it would work, a knife in my wrist as well. I had begun to duck it when
Oh, my love.
Utopia came up behind me and grabbed me and pulled me back, but it was too late. My wrists had already begun to bleed. She said,
My lady, my beautiful lady, no, put the blood back in your body, please. Oh, I suppose that is not possible. I shall carry you now to the convent from which I just came.
but
They have a hospital there.
just then, who would show up but her husband?
There you are. What is the meaning of this? You escape from our home, you go to a nunnery, and from there you come here, and I find you in the arms of this woman. Explain yourself.
Fine, you and I wed for promise only. You know that, Sir Cunningham. Know this, I am in love with this woman. Does it matter to you? You have taken your own lover, have you not?
Yes, as long as our cards are upon the table, let's play the full game of cribbage out, shall we? I love Miss Agnes.
Well, I love Lady Angeline here, whom I remind you is losing blood quite quickly.
But in that moment, Sir Cunningham, unwilling to allow his wife to besmirch his name and his masculinity, swore at her.
Oh,
Forsake thee to hell, demon!
You know what, Sir Cunningham? You must stay married to me because you have no choice. Your family is in financial ruin and I am carrying you. So if you wish to maintain any status of monetary value, then you must remain wed to me. And to do that, I must be in love with Lady Angeline.
Are you telling me that you shall carry on your illicit relationship with Sir Lady Angeline, but deny me my true love?
I will maintain my relationship with, as you put it, Sir Lady Angeline.
Duchess Rosmus, just in that moment, I could see something in Sir Cunningham's eyes, a certain vulnerability. Yes, he was a cad, he was having an affair, and the arrangement was set up in advance. But I saw something sweet in his eyes too, and I couldn't help but... I was torn. On the one hand, I wanted to stab him because he took my love away from me, but then on the other, I started to have these feelings for him as well.
Sweet Lady Utopia, please, before that dear woman bleeds out completely and dies in your arms, let us come to an agreement. You and I shall remain married for all public gaze, and yet behind our doors, you and this lady, should she live, shall have freedom to live your life, while I and my Miss Agatha shall live ours.
Lady Utopia responded.
Yes, Sir Cunningham, that sounds like a deal to me.
And in that moment, Sir Cunningham very masculinely scooped me up and carried me to the carriage, and they both carried me to the hospital. Duchess Rosmus, I now write to you confused. I love Lady Utopia, and I would be willing now, after making an attempt on my life, to agree to this ruse, but Sir Cunningham has been visiting me every day at the hospital and has been stirring up feelings, and I just don't know what to do. I write to you confused and wish for your advice. Ever yours, Duchess Rosmus.
Duchess Rosmus to Madame Fillmore. My dearest love, I write to you, having been in receipt of terrible news that the sweet Angeline almost took her life in order to avoid the loss of love from our dear Utopia. I am at a crossroads of what to do. Lady Angeline has also professed some attraction to that cad, Sir Cunningham. I'm wondering, my dearest, how can we allow for Utopia to have her love with Angeline and support it, and yet at the same time keep up the ruse with Sir Cunningham? I'm wondering, my dear, should we hazard suggesting that Lady Angeline lay with Sir Cunningham so that Utopia and Angeline may have a child? Of course, they could keep up the ruse that it was Sir Cunningham's and Utopia's, but it would really be a sweet child to be raised within the loving hearts of our dear Utopia and her dearest love, Angeline. It does seem a perfect ruse, except how can we avoid Angeline having these feelings for Cunningham? That's the one problem. Have you any ideas, my dear? I shall meet you again on the full moon, under the arbor, in my backyard. Until then, my sweet, please do your darndest to think of a good idea. Yours, Dutchie.
Madam Fillmore to Lady Utopia. My darling sister, I am writing in the hopes that you have by now, with the passage of time, decided perhaps to open your heart enough to consider perhaps forgiving me for my transgression, and allowed me perhaps the possibility within your mind of a positive intention now that the dust has cleared and you see the possibility of some positive outcomes. You see, as not only a married woman, but a mother myself, I understand the value of children, not just, of course, as a legacy to leave one's wealth and land to, but also as a way to expand one's heart and love and joy in the current moment of life. And I thought to myself, how could my darling sister have such joy and pleasure in her life without the terrible, terrible sacrifice of having to lay herself with her husband? So, well, let me take you back to the moment and how it came to be. When I went to visit Lady Angeline in the hospital, I walked into the room meaning to speak to her myself when I saw her there with Sir Cunningham and overheard the conversation that they were having.
Little did I ever think that love so true would blossom in a garden so apparently devoid of seed.
Cam, you confuse me so. How can you whisper such sweet words to me when I know you love Lady Agnes?
Call me an infidel, but if Lady Agnes was the altar at which I once worshipped, I now condemn every time I knelt before her. I love you.
Oh, Sir Cunningham, take me now.
Yes, yes, I will. Allow me to put aside the poodle.
You see, sister, I saw that it was a done deed no matter what, and yet I saw that there was an opportunity. It was just the societal pull of a traditional relationship which had turned her head in her weakened state. We know that in sickness we are swayed by our strange brains, and that if I could let it be and then do away with the evil Sir Cunningham, you could have all of the joys of traditional motherhood and relationship without any of the pain of having to be saddled with so evil and terrible a husband. So I let it be. And in that moment, I then allowed you to nurse things back to health. Later, well, you know the rest. As Sir Cunningham came home that night, you thought it was an accident as he was coming home with a little too much drink from the pub and just slipped on the stairs coming up to your bedroom. But you see, I had put some candle wax there along with some tallow oil on the stairs so that they would be greasy, and his tumble down those stairs was no accident, but indeed a forethought of mine, and it worked, as many of my plans have worked in the past. And that is why he is in that vegetative state now out in your vegetable garden, unable to move or speak or cause you or Angeline any problems. And I believe that in just a couple short months, you will have all of the joys which I wished on you, a wonderful companion and a child which the two of you can raise unencumbered of your own. I will await your reply with bated breath and a stopped heart, hoping you can find it within you to forgive my transgressions in not stepping in and putting you in this position, knowing that it is with this outcome that I was hoping you would end up, and that I do love you and want you only the best. Your sister, Madam Augusta Fillmore.
Lady Utopia to Madam Fillmore. My sister, how could you think that any of this would be good news to me? First of all, you tell me that my dearest love fell in love with another man, and they have consummated their relationship. I have always been faithful to my dearest love, and now I know she loves another. And if that was not bad enough, now she is expecting a child with him, a man who I dare not even wish to look upon. I feel so much shame in having married him in the first place. And then to find out that my own sister ruined my happiness, my estate. Now that my husband is in this vegetative state, how am I to be of a place in society anymore? Everybody knows my status, and I can no longer have the secret romance nor the facade of a happy marriage to stand behind. So let me tell you what I did. In so much grief and in so much pain, wishing to neither know my future, the outcome of my choices, I did visit my husband in his sick room. He had just regained a slight bit of consciousness and is able to blink happily. And Miss Agnes, his dear lover, was right beside him. You see, I decided that if I am to live this life, I either shall not live it or he shall not live it, or Miss Agnes shall not live it. And so I poured 3 cups of tea. And in one of those cups of tea, I placed some poison, some acid, mixing them up in the tray so that I did not know which one was which. I served us all our tea. Miss Hopkirk, one for you. Sir Cunningham, may we dribble some tea upon ourselves in our mouths and make a toast to love and truthfulness and honesty.
Well, that sounds a little sheathed.
Let us drink. You see, I felt something happening in my throat. It was a bubbling sensation. I realized I had drinking the poisoned tea. But Miss Agnes saw my distress, and she did this.
My lady! Here! Vomit everything up! Let me clap you on the back!
I vomited everything, and it seems that the shock of seeing that awoke Sir Cunningham.
Oh! Ah! Poodles! I live!
He's speaking again!
You tried to kill me. You stood by me, even though I betrayed you, Miss Agnes. Can you forgive me for temporarily loving another?
I don't know, Sir Cunningham. How much did you love this other?
I am the father of a child who shall come into this world as a product of that love.
No! You betrayed me!
My dear, wait! Please, Wait,
Just
allow me to explain. I never chose my own path. I was born into this system of patriarchy and was as much a pawn of its oppressive effects as any, as you, Lady Utopia, as you born into your lower station, as I was born into my higher station. I had no choice but to follow suit. But now, here, after so much death and pain and sorrow has been the result of this system that has been in place for so long that I can scarce recount its origins, shall we not strive to make a difference?
just then entered my ex-lover, Lady Angeline. Lady Angeline!
Enough, Utopia, enough. Stop this cycle of horror. Don't you see? I am now carrying Sir Cunningham's and my child. He is beautiful. He looks just like me, nothing like him, thankfully. Lady Utopia, Sir Cunningham and my tryst was just a fever. I was in a fever at the time. Sir Cunningham, I think, was hurt. He was hurt by everything that had happened and just turned his head to take care of me. But, Lady Utopia, I gave in because I had given up all hope. I think we should allow Miss Agnes, who clearly loves Sir Cunningham, and Sir Cunningham to be together. For you see, you and I, our destiny is intertwined. We have both attempted to kill ourselves for one another. That's kismet.
Oh, Angeline, I can't take this anymore. And I ran out. And I left the three of them in that sick room. And I write to you now from a convent. I am questioning my future. Shall I wed? Shall I end my marriage? Shall I run away with Lady Agnes and her child? Or shall I remain here, a faithful sister in this convent? Since I no longer have a faithful sister in you, Madame Fillmore, I still love you, Lady Utopia.
Sir Cunningham to Lady Agnes. My dearest love, I call you Lady Agnes, although you are not properly accustomed to that title, because in my heart, you are more noble than half the human feet that have e'er trod this earth. I write to you now from a lonely place, a small house that I have let far outside of the confines of London, where I have a simple existence, a single room, an earthen floor, a straw sofa, and a window which, thank heavens, gives me outlook onto a pleasant garden. I know that you have yet to decide whether you will forgive me and come back to me. But I am hoping that when you hear the events that have unfolded, that led to my residence in this, shall we call it Eden, you shall bend your will towards my intention. Shortly after my full recovery from my poisoning, my vegetative state, and my near death, I returned to my house, where I had a conversation with Lady Utopia and Lady Angeline. The two of them approached me in the drawing room, and before daggers were drawn on all sides, I begged the two of them to take my fortune, take my reputation, and elope. Don't you see, my Lady Utopia, said I wish not to stand in your way. She replied,
Oh, Sir Cunningham, thank you. Thank you. I don't wish for you to stand in my way either. I love Lady Angeline.
and Lady Angeline said,
Lady Utopia, let us away. Let us run off together with our child.
Yes, and Sir Cunningham, in order to do so, I need your papers.
she said,
I need to assume your identity. And as I am Lady Miss Cunningham right now, I shall become Sir Cunningham when I cross the borders into mainland Europe.
It was an idea that had not occurred to me, and yet I saw no reason why not to put it into effect. Yes, my lady, said I shall disappear and take on a pseudonym unknown to people in this part, while you shall become Sir Cunningham, who has lawfully divorced Lady Utopia and married Lady Angeline.
Yes, yes, Sir Cunningham, I love that idea. Lady Angeline, do you consent to this?
I consent.
We shall be wed.
Let us away.
And off the two of them went. And so I immediately took off my wig, wrapped it in a parcel, and sent it to my former wife so that she may assume my identity while I grew out my real hair. And once my real hair came full into bloom, I escaped from the public glare of scrutiny and possessed this small house of happiness where I now reside. I now call myself Sir Hummingclam, and I have enclosed my address within the letter you hold in your hands. I wait here with my heart in my hand and my breath upon its edge, hoping that you will arrive and make my happiness complete. For if the system does not allow for true happiness, then true happiness must break the system. Your love, Sir Hummingclam.
Miss Agnes to Sir Hummingclam. I write this letter before I exit the carriage in front of the address in which you have given me. I fear that I will be too overcome with emotion and will give you this letter instead. Oh, what twists and turns we have all taken to break the system, to have our own happiness. And it seems that we might finally have that happiness again. I, of course, forgive you, Sir Hummingclam, and embrace starting a new future with you, with a new identity, as I am Miss Hoppy Abkirk, and we will form a new life together. I'm so happy that your seed can live on with two caring mothers, and that we can start anew. Your best, and our best, your love.
Sir Hummingclam to Lady Utopia. My dear Lady Utopia, I trust that any day a packet shall arrive for you in which you shall find my long black curly wig. I hope that you will wear it well, and I hope that you will give some shine to the reputation of a name that I have inadvertently tarnished. I enclose in here the fully signed and executed divorce papers. I wish you and your true love happiness, as I shall seek to find that happiness with my true love as well. And though we part not as husband as wife, I hope that we part as friends. This shall be my last letter to you, and perchance to any, for my sweet lady love and I are traveling far, far away. And so I wish you the best, and I wish you power in your hands with which to forge the happiness you seek. Love and farewell, your former husband, Sir Hummingcloud. And thus, my dear reader, comes to an end this series of dangerous letters. Thank you. And thank you, everybody. My goodness, let's bring all of our cast back on stage. Thank you so much for watching our show tonight. On the count of 3, let's take a nice big bow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We are back here tomorrow on our YouTube channel at 7 o'clock with our world debut of the Intergalactic support group. Please come back and watch us. Allow me one further opportunity to mention that Synergy Theater is a nonprofit organization, and now more than ever, we are very, very dependent on your generosity. If you are able to make a donation to us of any amount at all, it would be deeply meaningful and very, very much appreciated. Please visit synergytheater.com. synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com. Click on that donate now button. $5, $10, anything at all that you can offer would go a very long way to helping us maintain our activities and our mission. You are awesome. Thank you all for being here. Stay safe. Synergy Theater loves you. Good night.